Oh, look at that. All right. Looks like I'm live. Welcome, everybody. Every single person on here. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this live stream. I want to test out the live stream. It's constantly going through changes, so coming on every so often helps me get familiar with it, and can be more aware of what comes up in a haphazard way because I really have no structure attached to this live stream. All right, this isn't like my daily roamer premieres where I just go on and just play a driving video and then just go into chat and then chat away. No, this is different. I'm actually putting myself in front of an audience, a huge worldwide audience, and and uh, and taking a big risk doing that. So, yes, welcome everybody. I see you, Stephen, Rye Jack, and Sunflower. Okay, I'll tell you where I am if you tell me where you are, which I kind of know actually. So you don't have to say. Have you put? Let's see. What kind of hints can I give to give an idea? Let's say it rhymes with Dinnesota, Dinnamoda. I'm in the great state of Winnetota. And then Nampa, Idaho is where Steven is. I've been to Nampa. Nampa. Why is it? Oh, that's just like outside of Boise, and it was kind of a boring town, but really interesting. The library is kind of nice. The parking was kind of difficult in Nampa. I'm not familiar with Bonnie Lake. That's someplace I've never been. I've been to Nampa for sure, and I know sunflower's not. Sunflower's in the state west of or south of Nampa, Idaho. Jack Palder's in can Jack Palder's not sure um, where he's at. He's guessing Kansas. Let's see. All right. Um, so okay, there you go. What does your state rhyme best with, or close? Not it doesn't have to be best. Just a haphazard, like a similar rhyming. Have a similar let's say like rhyme. I guess rhyme works to it. All right. So the structure is watch me play with this TV behind me. I turned it on for a couple of seconds. The Beehive State. That's right. Okay, and I said I'm in Okay, I'm in Minnesota. Okay, what city? Maybe I could show that. I'll show my blue dot. Let me put that up on the screen. All right, I'm gonna do a Windows. This is gonna take a minute. I'm gonna do a Windows capture. All right. First of all, though, I want to bring up the window. Let's say this. Okay, and maps. All right, I got a window. No, I'm just going to plus window capture, and there's uh-oh, did I get, is it showing? It's not showing my blue dot. It might not be right. Without a blue dot, you can't be sure. Okay, it's pretty accurate. I'm in this general, does it show? Yeah, okay. I'm in this general area. Where could I be? And maybe I could show the satellite. Let's see, I have more pictures. Yeah, it doesn't quite show. I marked Walmart. I marked a nice little park, and then the library. I suppose you could probably ascertain the location. First time I've been here. Nice new library. The old address, actually, for this library on the Garmin is like down here. I never really looked. Like maybe in the Water Tower Park area. And then, yeah, because, Garmin's always old, this library looks new too, so it's likely a new library. And Sunflower went to Mall of America, south of the Twin Cities. That's pretty cool. All right, where is the images? Let me move this over there. All right, going back to the TV now. Let's just check. I want to play with this. Just it's touchscreen. I just played with it for like a minute or two. So let's take a look at this. So I only get 3 hours here. So I don't even know how soundproof this is actually. I could be like being a bit of a loudmouth right now. All right. So show. Let me go to faster. Okay, yeah, faster screen. All right, what do we got here? Does that show? Yeah, it does. Oh, it kind of shows. Okay. All right, we got to do a drop down. Could I get this to show on the laptop in some way? A PC? Is that wireless? On your laptop, click action bar or devices in the notification. Action bar or devices. Flip. Well, okay, let me try something else. Let me try mobile. Drag down. Okay, okay. Let's see if I can do this. All right, I'm gonna try to connect my phone to this TV. All right. Drag down the status bar to open notification panel, and then taps Smart View or Screen Mirroring. So I should be able to do a Smart View screen recorder. I don't quite see the choices. Smart View. Where's Smart View or Screen Recorder on this? Oh, there it is. Okay, Smart View. I'm gonna hit. Oh wait, that's sync. Smart View. Select a device. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna select. I'm gonna select the top one. Start now. Oh wow. I don't know. I don't need to remember. Okay, you got a choice. Remember my choice. Hey, you can change the aspect ratio. Oh, all right. Okay, okay. All right. I don't. No, I don't want to change. Cancel. Okay. Wow, look at that. You could see. I could just go through here. Wow. Whoops. No, don't. You never want to bother with that one. I don't know. What can I? All right. So what can I show? Oh, hey. Maybe I could show some videos I recorded. I still have them on my phone. We'll get a preview of future videos. What's that? Yep. The library. The libraries all have me tracked. They know my exact travel pattern. All right. So let's take a look. What do we got here? Am I in the way? Let me. Yeah, we're in school right now. That's right, Jack. Jack Bender. All right. Am I in the way? Okay, we got some videos here. All right. What can I show? What can I show? Which one's a good one to show? I can't really zoom in on this. It'd be kind of nice if I could. Let's see. How about a warning about dangerous rapids? Hey, I can actually increase the screen size. Let's have a look at that. There we go. Make this a little bit bigger, wider. How's that? Pretty cool. So that's pretty easy. I've never really done that before. All right, so we'll just we'll sit with that. I think if I turn off my phone, this will go away, I think. I'll just let it sit there for a little bit. Does anybody have any questions yet? That's the lesson. Let's see. Lava Primitive says, I don't feel tardy. No, nobody's tardy at this class. Sunflower, every librarians get Heinz encounter training. Yeah, that should be a part of a lawsuit settlement. All right. Now, I'm traveling south for the winter, and I'm north of the Twin Cities. I've just been taking slow bounces from city to city, from town to town, and it's been pretty peaceful. It's been pretty relaxed, so I really appreciate. Am I in the way too much? Maybe I can angle that. And I don't really have any serious complaints. I want to be able to sit comfortably. All right. And yeah, not much really of any great any. I haven't say like for these videos, I haven't really um, been recording a lot on my camera phone. I've been just kind of walking around, and nothing really strikes me as standing out. Sunflower asks, Cisco asks, have you snuck into Canada yet? Yeah, I had my chance in International City, I think. Sunflower, aren't you ever afraid that the grass has chemicals on it? Not the grass I pick. I'm picking like swamp grass, the grass that lines the outside of the lawns or the swamps or the streams. I'm picking the tall grass, the natural stuff. Not yeah, you can tell when stuff is in bad shape. Um, and yeah, and so I'm International Falls, Minnesota. Yep, there's that's the border city on the north. And it's a different experience in a border city in the Canadian border compared to Mexico, the Mexican border, because there's a lot more border patrol on the Mexican border than there are on the Canadian border, all throughout North Dakota. Well, just all the states I've hit. I wish I could have like checked out north of Williston too. It really angers me so much with the situation. I had to learn instead of exploring around, learning the history and the features of the area. I had to sit and learn North Dakota law to fight such a bogus charge. It's wasted so much of my time and development and making videos. I had a major setback with just making videos, not at least non cop videos. And besides, it really wasn't a boost at all to go through that whole legal problem with Williston. Um, uh, it was a real setback for and I don't really appreciate it. It didn't really, I don't think it really helped my channel because I get more views with cop um, conversations that don't involve criminal charges. I can get more views because it seems like every time I get a criminal charge and I start making videos about this city and the people who are trying to throw me in jail and take money from me, uh, they go after YouTube. They don't just go after me. They go after YouTube and suppress my channel too. They suppressed views and subscribe. They suppressed the reach somehow. They complained to YouTube on behalf of the government and then suppress the reach of my channel and then start bragging about it. They start in the comments. The trolls bragged about it, like, haha, you don't have many, you're not getting many, you're losing subscribers, buddy. And they start taunting me about that because they know that they are effective in some way. This is all under the behind the doors type of thing, where they can go in and say, okay, this guy is fighting a city, and that's really unethical. So YouTube attacks your YouTube suppresses my reach. That's their best, besides totally cutting my channel off, totally deleting my channel, they and not giving me, and short of giving me strikes, they just they reduce my reach and to new people. It's like I'm rallying, as I'm fighting Williston. In a way, it looks like I'm rallying the troops, trying to rally as many people behind me to fight this city, and that's not good for the government. And YouTube obviously has come into agreements on that part too. If somebody looks like they're playing this Rambo character fighting a city, naming names and putting places and faces behind it all in one place, just totally focusing people in one place, it's something that gets. I think YouTube has just found it works better to just suppress that, uh, and so that's how it works. It doesn't really work in my favor to be fighting cities, but I mean I have to do it. What am I going to do? Ignore these charges? The Judge Roosted, he turned the whole state against me. It started as the city, and me fighting against criminal charges in the city, and then it blew up into into him turning the whole state against me for a few weeks, putting an arrest warrant out on me and stuff, and then it could blow up worse and worse, depending on how ravenous they were in prosecuting me. See, Sunflower said you stayed at the Hilltop Lodge. Yeah, I'm not I'm not too familiar with the hotels. We stayed in the game themed room. It was a lot of fun. Oh, that's nice. It's so nice that people live so comfortably. David, the trolls are probably hired. I kind of suspect, David, that a judge, or that maybe a lawyer or two was hired by a a viewer. All right, 'cause like Fathead Eric. Where's Fathead Eric now? I think he was hired to help me by a viewer. I mean, it's not just it was both sides. I think this situation, when I was bringing it out as reporting it and complaining about it, it was bringing out both sides. Both sides, either one side in my favor or the other side against me. They were bringing up people. They were calling in reinforcements and fighting me. They were fighting for me or fighting against me. One guy fighting for me and helping every time I made a complaint on YouTube was Fathead Eric. He was primarily the guy who would answer really good legal questions. He would have good answers, real good advice, and it really put my mind at ease to have to be able to have seen some of the advice that he gave. But he's gone now. I think he was hired, and maybe a couple others too. I'm not sure. Um, Samuel Stoner. Let's see. The Jack says the government is here to help us, though. Okay, in some respects, just a few. Help us a little bit, and then turn around and whatever happens after that. Claudio Juarez says hello. Hello. Samuel says YouTube is acting as if Zuckerberg owns them, but he doesn't. Zuckerberg? Sal says we see how they behave worldwide. All right. Ogilok, did you travel by boat or kayak? I almost jumped on a paddle boat. Somebody hid paddle boat into bushes in Pine City, and I was gonna jump on it and record myself paddling around, but I just didn't. Jack says, you are my most favorite motivational speaker with feet. Zapton says, it's a long road when you're on your own and it hurts when they tear your dreams apart. And every new town, just seems to bring you down. Trying to find peace of mind can break your heart. Did that rhyme? Maybe you could structure that so I could find the rhyme parts. It looks like a poem. Rocket Man says hi with the thumbs up. Brian Shiganen, how do you wash every day? I don't. This is my dirtiest shirt. Look at how dirty this shirt is. I got one of my dirtiest wrinkly shirts. I sleep on it. Look at this. My elbow or my shoulder was hurting me. Um, past couple of days, it's all sweaty. Past couple of days, uh, but not today. And after I put the magnet on, it stopped hurting. But my shoulder was hurting again from my walking sticks, I think. So I just place a magnet over that pain site, um, and no problems. And it's just this shoulder. This is the shoulder that's constantly like I'm constantly reaching back to get because I got my steering wheel right here. The driver's side door is right here. So this is the arm that's just constantly reaching back to gotta get this, get that, get these, move this. I'm constantly reaching over. Uh-oh. Your phone screen. What? What's that message? Will go dark while using Smart View that reduces. Swipe the screen or press the power button to use. Double tap. Will go dark while using. Okay. Alright. So it won't shut off. And see, I keep this. Okay, this is where I'm at. I'm in Cambridge. I'm trying to like write the names of the cities I'm at in on the back of my phone. Okay, and yeah, so I kind of know like I could talk as I'm recording and then be like, oh, where am I? Oh yeah, in Cambridge. And I gotta keep that updated. I write it on my steering wheel now, and also the back of my phone. Let's see, what do we got here? Uh, Ashton Kutcher says he doesn't ever wash anything but his pits and crotch. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. Unless if something like catastrophic happens, like I fall in a mud pit, I'm not really like I gotta like think logically. Do I if I like fall into a really green swamp and come out all mucky and stuff, I want to take an extra effort to clean that off. But if I'm not really doing anything that has like resulted in a big cake of filth on my body, that it's really not such a big emergency to have to clean myself every day, even when I feel clean enough at least. Let's see. When is the next laundromat live streams? Where I don't remember the name of that city, but I was in a really unique city that had video games and a nice Wi-Fi. That's pretty rare. That was a rare opportunity. Jack Pulger says fumigate that room. All right. I got a little fan running. This show. I've been running this little fan, charging it up. This has been this is my first summer really using fans. I got about four, and yeah, it's helped me get through the summers a little bit better. Being able to sit in my car for longer periods. Let's see. Okay. So that picture stays up for a while, huh? Stays up until I change it. Let's see. Cop blocker. Dirty Danites turning dirty deeds. Danites. DB, taking something would be my biggest concern living. Yeah, you don't really even need a toilet in a RV even. You listen to like from the Jackass, the Wee Man said he could do without a toilet. And I think he's on to something there. You just go to he said he'd go to a Starbucks, get a coffee, and do his business. But it's like you could just you could go to you have a lot of options outside your vehicle, especially where I'm at now. Now that there's more trees around, Not so much. Maybe the desert would be a little more of a challenge. You can't just lean up against a saguaro cactus. Let's see. Sunflower says the Danites chase me around every day. Well, you got to record that and put it on YouTube. Jack, that would be great to watch. Jack says, got any photos of your sister and your feet too, right? Sunflower, Cop Blocker, how long did it take you to think of that Danite poem? Was that a poem for the Danites? I guess I didn't reflect on it enough. Cop Blocker, I believe it's Sunflower. Religion is for people who can't think for themselves. Okay, looks like the chat's divulging into a conversation between each other. Wise Guy says, good afternoon, Travis. Long time no see. How you doing? Doing good. I got 3 hours in this room, and I need to be as productive as I can. Okay, Brian says, have you thought about getting a camper van? Yep, I have. And I looked at my savings account, and that's said that it's not an option. Camper van is oh, okay. All right, I'm playing with the. Oh, maybe because all right, it's a little slow. All right, I think it might. Yeah, it goes back. Okay, let's see. Is there any video that's interesting that I have? How about a restricted area? Oh wow. So it doesn't. It doesn't. Second Minnesota Armory from Duluth. Oh, okay. All right. Cloquet. I need to write that down actually. That is empty. Oh, there we go. I can go back. This is the second. So we can go on to that restricted area sign. What does that say? Right there. And just let that stay paused. What is that? What does that say? There we go. Bring it to the edge. But the thing is, in this Duluth, Minnesota, in this National Guard fenced-in area, there's not a single piece of equipment. There's no vehicles. There's nothing. It's all empty, and that's been for the past two National Guard areas that I've seen. They're completely empty, and we're talking about in Duluth. What so I mean, a lot of National Guard places are kind of sparse for equipment anyway, but others are packed. So it's really interesting to see some National Guard places are just packed, stacking things on top of each other practically, and then others are uh, are empty, completely empty. It's a real trade-off there somehow. Let's see. Let's see. Jack, productive. Jack, I'm not being very productive now. Cop blocker, 5 seconds. Sunflower. Cisco, how about a motorcycle trailer? Yeah, if I put a trailer behind my car, then I lose parking spaces. Like I'm parked in a regular parking space, and then I couldn't do that anymore. I need to keep the car parking spaces always. I need to be able to fit into those car parking spaces. Jack says, where will you be in the next 10 years? I don't know. That's a long time away. Let's see, Rocket Man, what's a subject you would like to discuss? Yeah, that's the thing. I don't really have. I'm not on my cop. Yeah, I'm not on my cop channel. This is just kind of a open-ended discussion forum, testing out the Wi-Fi. If I didn't have a study room, I would be on Daily Roamer, and just playing another drive video. Let's see, Cut Blocker. No one knows where they will be in 10 years. Yeah, that's about right. Bill Will asks if my mom's still alive. I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not far. Let's see. Okay, let's look at that map again. Because that's something is very significant in my life. The distance I am from Rice Lake right now. Let's see. I could just. Oh no. maybe I could shrink my picture. Nah. Let's see if I could just move things. Cause I'll keep the whole screen up. And then this can be shrunk, I suppose. Alright, alright. And then put this over here and then put it in front. How's that? So then I'll put this back over. Maybe increase the size. And then I'll need to move it. Alright. So the distance I am from Rice Lake, Wisconsin is not is the well, actually I was closer yesterday. But that was the last that I'll be the the last place that'll be closest. I was in North Branch, and I look around. Now this is like more about personal stuff. You see Rice Lake. I got the library marked in Rice Lake, and I think right now about my proximity to Rice Lake. Like I've been all around Rice Lake, Chautauqua, Birchwood, Cameron, Barron, Poskin, Cumberland. I've been to Hagen. I got family in Hagen. Birchwood. I've been all around. Where I've been in Warehouser and even even Ladysmith. I've been in Ladysmith. I've been all around in this circle around Rice Lake. I'm very familiar. Shell Lake. I've been to Shell Lake and Spooner and Eau Claire, of course. Wherever Eau Claire. Yeah, Eau Claire down here. Chippewa Falls, Bloomer. I've been all in this circle around Rice Lake, but not really like far outside of that circle. I've been to Hayward, but maybe like once or twice. I'm not familiar with. Whoops. All right, that's gonna come back. Reload. I'm not familiar with the cities outside of that circle that I've been kind of like most familiar with. So it really is nice to have to be able to look around Rice Lake now, because Rice Lake, I mean that's a hometown. I owned a house there for 8 years, and I'm very familiar with it and the surrounding cities, but not outside of it. Not Cambridge. I'm not familiar with Cambridge. No, now I'm more familiar. Not North Branch. Not Pine City. I was in Pine City a couple days ago. Hinckley and Sandstone. Why is Sandstone called Sandstone? Because they were harvesting sandstone. So they decided to turn the city's name into Sandstone because of all that activity that they used to do. I had no idea. Living years and years all the way in Rice Lake and not knowing really what activity was going on. You know what? Within 100 miles of Rice Lake, I had no idea. I didn't know in the northwest of Rice Lake that there was this iron range where they just they mined tons and tons of iron. I had no idea. Not until I got around there that I started seeing we support the miners, and I seen the mines and the lakes that developed after a lot of mines were were abandoned. What's going on here? Let me take a look. Let's see. Brian asks how old you are. I'm 45. Zapped in a truck with a camper in the back would work. You don't really want to carry any trailers unless you don't mind limiting your parking options. Let's see. Jack says go back to Rice Lake and ask the cops if they missed you. Yeah, they probably have not forgotten me. Let's see. Bill, there was a sprinter in the recent Olympics from Rice Lake. Olympics, huh? Cop watch. Okay. How many? Whatever. Zap. So Rice Lake has rice. Yeah, and that's the thing too. As I'm moving around in this area, I'm finding that there's other places named after the rice. There's where am I? Let me go back here. There's actually, this isn't it. Yeah, lac lice. I came across this as I was coming down here. I seen that there was this Rice Lake, a lake called Rush Lake, Goose Lake, something like north of there or south. I'm not sure. But there's a Rice Lake. I came across a Rice Lake Road, a Rice Lake. They're selling wild rice at local grocery stores, but that takes like an hour to cook. So I can't really buy that. There's some kind of rice lake around. I could just, well, no, I don't want to. I could type, I was about to say, I could type in the search Fish Lake, Horseshoe Lake. They got so many lakes that they just kind of wing them in. They just kind of throw a dart at the board and take a wild guess. Asp Lake. Yeah, there was a rice lake I passed somewhere, but there's more than just the city Rice Lake. There's roads called Rice Lake Road. There's lakes called Rice Lake. That's in Minnesota, and that's all I'm aware of. I believe that the lake at Rice Lake is called Rice Lake itself. Yeah, that's called. But there's a Rice Lake in Minnesota too, north of the Twin Cities somewhere. And I'm learning that there's a lot of different activity going on out just within 100 miles of Rice Lake that I was never familiar with. I was never aware of. So just to run back to Rice Lake to see how it is really isn't that enticing to me, because I'm really curious. Like, I know Rice Lake. I'm really curious further outside the circle of Rice Lake to see what the culture's like, the land features. I mean, Rice Lake, there's things that I've been seeing in Minnesota, within 100 miles of Rice Lake, that I've never seen in Rice Lake. I've never seen a moose in Rice Lake, but there's moose in the northern Minnesota. In the mining, the iron mining, you don't see that. There's really a lot of unique activity going on. That's like just like a regular part of their lifestyle, 100 miles outside of that city, and it's Rice Lake. It's like the focal point on how I kind of evaluate things in this area. At least it's completely different in California, Oregon, um, Arizona. There's no comparison to Rice Lake with those. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, some people want to trade IDs. Um, Thoughts on Furry Potato? I don't know. Looks like Furry Potato just kind of walked into another fight at the boat launch area. You don't see how it started, but you can take a guess that there was some taunting. James Haas, always a classic argument. Who has more lakes? Is it an argument? Brian, okay, John, visit mom. No, it's not time. It's not time for me. You can visit my mom if you want. Cop watch. Travis just turned 21. Bill, how there are many food banks up north. I'm marking that. You see that? Is that obvious? I started marking recently food banks in blue. Let's see. Yeah, I'm about there. I think North Branch. I mark like grocery stores and Walmarts in yellow. Green is for parks. Blue is now for the food pantry, and then red is for libraries. Those are the only four designated different markings that you're allowed. Those are pretty major ones that are really useful. I could decipher between those four colors pretty good. And then sleeping overnight, I'm looking at Walmart, but I could also do Target too. Target has never kicked me out, and they got good Wi-Fi as well. So that's something to consider. Either or. Let's see. You can visit. Yeah. Don't come see. Oh, all right. James Travis, what made you decide to look up your old stomping ground? Because I'm like within 100 miles of Rice Lake, so I'm making comparisons on the proximity. Everything now around until I get far enough away, maybe 200, 300 miles away from Rice Lake. Everything right now is really curious. I'm like, what have I been missing? Spending days and days and days hanging around Rice Lake, not really doing much, and I wonder, about the things going on outside it now. Now that I'm on more of a traveling kick, moving around, checking things out, it's really neat to see the differences and similarities. For back in the early 2000s, I kind of traveled to like Chautauqua and then parked my car somewhere and bicycled around. Maybe took a picture or two, but that was before digital, before I had digital. Just check things out. I like to wander a lot. I've been I've been born. I was born a wanderer, but I tried to like settle into like more standard culture stuff, but it's really been eye opening to see what's the activity. Oh, okay. A light turned off and then a light turned on. I think it's because of it's it's a motion detector light. And I got natural light. I got the sunlight, but it's really interesting. I'm not going through Minneapolis. All right. I'm going to veer as I go down south from Cambridge. I'm going to veer off to the west, and I'm not even going to skirt the very outside of Minneapolis. I'm not really interested. Should I drive? I think people will probably say I should drive through Minneapolis. But if you look at the latest news, Minneapolis, I haven't really done this before. Crime. I just saw in a newspaper in Walmart that it's at its highest crime with record murders. Across Minnesota, but the primary issue is Minneapolis. You could really avoid a lot of problems. 65th homicide of the year. Bloody summer puts study in pace for most violent year in a Yeah, this is the news. Right there. Is that visible? Most, oh, maybe you can't read it. Alright. Um, most violent year in a generation. And you got this lady. Well, she's frustrated. Oh, alright. A little frustrated. Etta Ridley. So the Minneapolis is seeing in a record number of crime in a generation. Like I'm gonna run through that. So I'm staying away from that. And I'll go to the outskirts of Minneapolis. Yeah, the across Minnesota, uh, but the focus is Minneapolis. Let's see, James Travis. Oh, yeah. So I'm comparing Rice Lake to this very similar outside the scope of where I normally was traveling around Rice Lake area. Bill says, our expiration dates in food BS? No, the expiration dates are very relevant. Jack says he's the only black dude subscribed. Jack Polder, take the road less traveled. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. IB says, hope you are doing good today. Thanks. Jack Bender, joke time. What did everyone say about the crazy unemployed homeless man? He made no sense. Yeah, that's true. Um, I think I've heard that joke before, and yeah, that's how homeless people are perceived. you're homeless, you're poor, you're obviously ineffective at what you do. So how can you have any credibility with what you say? All right. So that's the map. Is that showing okay? No, that's okay. The news story's up. So look out for Minneapolis. They're on par to have a record crime, a highest crime record in a generation. So a generation is what, 20 years? I don't. Where's the? Okay, I gotta go find that page. All right, highest in a generation, and that's just. I mean, that's not something I want to just jump into. I've already gotten a bicycle stolen in Phoenix, and my car broken into, and Albuquerque. I don't want to deal with any other crime uh, um, in Minneapolis. Uh, so it's just Murderapolis right there. I can highlight that. And Murderapolis years, decades of declining. Minneapolis recorded 84, up from 48. There were Murderapolis years. Well, they're back, and and now with the defunding of police, I can't believe people take such a strong stance against cops. The defunding. Why not limited funding? It's got to be complete defunding. The 67's murders are on pace to surpass Murderapolis years. Wow. All right. Let's see. Crossfire problems. Shots fired citywide. According to ShotSpotter. All right. I haven't seen a ShotSpotter in a long time. Last time I seen one was somewhere in like Utah. God, I don't recall seeing them in Phoenix or Albuquerque. You hear gunflower, it's like hearing birds chirping in the morning. Haha, okay, who would describe it like that? Gunfire is like birds chirping in the morning. It's just such a common thing to hear. It was really weird to hear it while I slept in Phoenix. I only slept one night pretty close to the center of Phoenix, and I heard gunfire. It was distinct from firecrackers. Gunfire is kind of distinct. The way it pops off, it's like you can kind of tell when somebody's pulling the trigger of a gun. The timing of that compared to fireworks, compared to firecrackers. Let's see, James. Any crazy COVID rules you're still running into? Yeah, crazy COVID stuff. I mean, I was in a library north of here. Duluth reinstated the masks in all their buildings to like 3 weeks ago now. James, I think all crime is up in every area. Every area. I can't see. It's the thing. So many people are trying to equalize every city as the same. Like they're trying to like rationalize that every city is conducting itself in the same manner, and it's just not true. The cultures are far different between city to city. Even the difference between like one city to the next. It's different. Let's say, hmm, what city could I compare to? Like one city to the next. I've jumped from one city to the next. Actually, they're all kind of a blur. You know, I'd have to look. I'd have to look on my videos actually to remember. One city to the next. Let me just increase this a little bit. Maybe yeah, and then bring that up. Oh no, bring it down. Okay, what do we got here? So I'm going to back to my swipe screen or press power key. All right, and then yeah, we're all through. Maybe all just checking that out. I think that was Pine City. Um, let's see. I picked some hawthorn berries. Uh, could I turn down the volume? Oh wow, I can control the volume too. That's right on my phone. Those are hawthorn berries, whatever. Let's see. How can I? The cities are not all the same. There's so much difference. Uh, um, if I could just jog my memory. What is that? Oh, it's a cat in the window. Okay. It's yeah. Some cities they'll have a cat in the window, just in some business.
All I gotta do is focus on getting at the top, and then
Oh yeah, and then yeah, look at the geographical features of Duluth. It's a big hill. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice shore. But I mean, it's not the same.
was that
Being in
that's the
Duluth,
distance.
being in Duluth is not the same as being in any a city next to it.
Very popular.
Um, let's see. What would be next to Duluth? I mean, there's some similarities, but one city to the next. I mean, it's one city could have really bad crime, and then that city right next to it could be just yeah. Like I would okay, there is a huge difference between this. This is a clear, glaring difference. Oh well, unless if it's not going to open up between. Was that showing? Okay, yeah, there it is. Between uh oh down south, there is a huge difference between DuPont. Oh, the city never. That city never shows up. That's right. DuPont and this city. It doesn't have a name. Tillicum. Okay. Tillicum is like a ghetto compared to easily a ghetto just down the road compared to DuPont. There is a clear difference. It's like officers live in DuPont and then regular infantry live in Tillicum. It really and they're just down the road from each other, but have such a huge difference in their culture. It's I mean buildings are burnt down in Tillicum and they have this strange extra security level in Tillicum. It's really just from one city to the next. It's something that it's like okay. I was watching a little Schrodinger's cat, and he was making fun of some guy arguing against Walmart people, or maybe that was somebody else's video. But this is let's say an inner city guy, and he was arguing against Walmart, saying, "Oh, why do you have to lock up your socks? Why do you got to lock up the socks? Why do I need to ask for permission to look at the socks?" He didn't understand, and in the Walmart, the employees said it was it's a high theft Walmart, but the guy just like he didn't see it didn't seem to process with him uh, that Walmart was a high theft Walmart because he's probably it sounds like he's never been at any other Walmarts, especially a Walmart that has a low theft Walmart. He's not aware of low theft Walmarts, and that requires a little bit of traveling around and getting familiar with the area, getting familiar with other Walmarts, knowing which WalMarts are knowing the difference between low theft WalMarts and high theft WalMarts. So that guy had a very limited perspective on crime and the culture, crime in his culture, and it's a shame. It really, but what really helps help open up my eyes was just traveling from Walmart to Walmart and seeing the difference, seeing the level of security, the high level of security at one Walmart, and then the and then be surprised to see such low level security in another Walmart, and you see, and then you look at the cities as a good give you a good idea of why that is. The culture, the type of people, you know, the just yeah, the way the buildings look and stuff. Let's see. Jack says Bob, click the $sign. Milwaukee, Chicago, all of them have record-breaking. Oh yeah, Chicago is on the same level as Minneapolis. Let me see here. Okay, got the map. Okay, Minneapolis is on record, and then okay, Chicago is also. Well, how would you compare that? It's like Chicago crime. What's the latest news on Chicago crime? Violent summer ends. Top cop, new strategies. 2 people killed. 15 injured, overnight shootings. It's just like they're just saying it's just another violent summer in Chicago. I have to log in though. Okay. So that's the title of that headline. That's about as far as I can go with that. Is that even showing? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I need better access to the numbers. Let's see, James, did you see that female cop in Minneapolis that got a more severe charge after pulling revolver when she meant to pull a taser? No, I haven't kept up on that. James Huss, Travis, many people decide to stop paying rent and screw the landlords. Yeah, I stopped paying rent for sure. Bill, will you go to Chicago? No. Jack, Travis, money alert, money alert. Bob Whiteman is trying to give you money. Okay. Jack, okay, another money alert. John Sunflower, Travis, will you get the sleever? What? Uh, let's see. Jack Palder, Walmart is a barometer. Yeah, Walmart's really gives you a nice indication of the culture. You can watch the shoppers walk around shopping, see what type of people there are. And then you look at the security measures Walmart's taking on top of that. Then you look for open packaging in the aisles. There's a lot of things that you could look for at a Walmart that really indicates the type of culture in the area. You could almost just look at the Walmarts, look for the key indicators in Walmart, look in the parking lots and the aisles, look at the people, and and take a guess at what kind of city it is, what the crime rate is, just by looking at Walmart's, because Walmart's a real big focal point for cultures, for cities. Sunflower says we hate Oprah, screw Chicago. Oh, she's from Chicago, huh? On Smoko, and there's no way I'm not going anywhere near Chicago. On the way up, I'll be getting closer to Chicago. But, oops, nope, that's not the one. On the way down, I'm not really, let's see, where am I going from? See, I'll be going around the west side, the west part of Minneapolis, and then moving south. So I've marked, you see all my markings. I don't want to go to places I've been, but I don't recall stopping at Des Moines. So I might stop there, at least on the east part. I know I went through Omaha. That's very busy. So I'll be skirting the west part of Minneapolis, going south, probably stop in Albert Lee and Mason City and um, Ames, Iowa or something. Des Moines, Iowa. Because I was on the west part of Iowa. You know, Storm Lake and Sac City. Those little small towns. I went up north through that pathway, and then I'll be coming back south down more in the, looks like Cedar, yeah, I guess the Midwest part of Iowa, east side of Minnesota, Midwest part of Iowa, and then further south. It's kind of a straight line, far away from Kansas City. So these small towns east of Kansas City. Okay, I'll be avoiding Air Force bases and cities next to Air Force bases, or at the very least, going very quickly through cities next to any military bases, um, and south, and just continuing south through all these whatever cities. Springfield, yeah, I guess maybe I'll check out Springfield. That's straight south. So maybe the west side of Springfield and west side of Branson. I think I've been in Berryville. Man, I've been in Eureka Springs, so those sound familiar. I would move a little more east of those. I don't want to see. The thing is, I don't want to mark anything in Harrison right now until I get close to there, because it's kind of a gauge for me to see what I've marked already. But I know I haven't been to Branson. That's been a curiosity for me. So I'm going through the Ozarks. I'm going back south through the Ozarks again, and another part of the Ozarks, South Hot Springs, Arkansas, and I want to move kind of slow. I want it to be cold before I go there. I want a little snow. I want to risk being caught in a little bit of snow before I go south, because cold puts the criminals indoors, and that's what I need to make it a safer trip for me. I want to stick around Minnesota until it gets a little bit colder. Last night it got down to 45. Just put on a sleeping bag. But my walking sticks have been helping me stay warm. But I mean, it's not getting that cold anyway. But I brought them in. My walking sticks help keep me warm because of all the extra exercise that I'm able to do. Just simply hang. Like right now, all that sitting I've been doing, now I just bring out the walking sticks and hang. It's pretty nice. And stretch out the chest, but I take those big old walking sticks. One's a maple, and then the other's an unknown wood. But I want another maple, another thick maple, because I like that. I like that thick grip, and it really warms up the upper body when I go for walks, especially like early in the morning. I want to go for a walk early in the morning. I don't just walk. I take my walking sticks, and then I warm up my whole body. And sometimes I could sweat in 50-degree weather just by walking around with these walking sticks, because of the more whole body exercise. Walking is very unsatisfactory by itself. Um, let's see, and yeah, just want to wait till it gets colder before I move into Louisiana. I probably should be waiting until uh, December before I go to Louisiana. Wait till it's a nice chill during the daytime. I don't want just a little chill at night. I want daytime chill all day. Keep people indoors, or at least running between buildings, and then handle it. Maybe like Monroe or something. Go down to Baton Rouge. I guess I'll be missing. Oh no, okay. I might want to check out New Orleans, but only on the outskirts, not in the inner city. That's for sure. Just maybe bicycle in early in the morning, because criminals sleep in. They don't get up early, and I would park on the outskirts and take off early in the morning to just check out as much as I can, as quickly as I can, and then get out of there before noon. That type of strategy. Let's see, what am I rambling on about? That's strange. I guess it's because they're lazy. Uh, see, James, most of that crime he is talking about is from the stalkers that watch everything and try to pick out victims by watching their movements. Alright, Kevin says 24-hour watching and only 4 thumbs up. Please hit the like. It helps the algorithm. Yeah, Jack, turn those walking sticks into nunchucks. Yeah, they're pretty good weapons. I've already had to defend myself against a few dogs. Dogs approach, and it's like, does it show? Let me just see here. When dogs approach, I just simply, maybe I can increase the size a little bit. This is my defense to dogs. Just kind of hold them at bay. if they move around, you just kind of you got pretty good tools with sticks. There's a lot you can do with them. Climb up and down hills, defend yourself against dogs, get a workout in, cross some streams, using sticks as a bit of a catapult. There's really just a lot of benefits to carrying around big sticks. I don't like those fold up ones. You gotta have you gotta have a little pride in your sticks. Like uh, show them off pretty much is what you're doing. Keep because you can't hide sticks like this. And nobody really discourages their use. You don't see signs on the sidewalk saying no bicycles, no roller blades, no skateboards, no walking sticks. Nobody discourages the walking stick, and it really is. It takes the pressure off the knees and really helps me walk further. But it's a bigger tool than that. I use it for a lot of different things. Let's see. Tweakers never sleep. Well, they're not too. They're not that active in the morning time, but they can be though. I'm not. It's not a. It's not a big like a solution. It's not like there's not a one size all fits category for criminals. That's true. One size fits all, something like that. Z says, well, I forgot the thumbs up. Thanks, Kelvin. Let's see, James Haas, don't worry, Kevin, we have it all taken care of. Alright, Zap says, I leave the video and come back, it should refresh. On Smoko, if I see bear poop and have nothing else, I pick up a big stick. Alright. Yeah, bears love to poop in the middle of trails. I've learned that in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. James has, that would be a good name for Nike. Oh. Sunflower, if any poochies tries to get me, I know how I'm defending myself now. Yeah, you take some big walking sticks with you, and they offer more than just a tool for walking. Bill, will you get another drone? Another drone. Let's see, Jack says, hey Travis, watch your thumbs up, thumbs down, change up and down. I see I got 27 likes. Sunflower, yeah, what's happened to the drone? The drone is still in my car. It's still in good shape and all that. I don't know. You know, one regret I had now from that I know I had an opportunity. One regret I have not taking advantage of my drone was, let's see, was my latest video on let's. What is that showing? Let me see. Okay, let me shrink. On let's see some ID. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Let's exchange ID. Whoops, IDs. That's all you gotta put for that channel. This guy. You know, one regret I have is with not flying the drone after this last video. Not taking that drone up and then recording the spot that we talked, and then panning out to that smoke for the forest fire. There was actual smoke billowing between the trees. There was no wind at the time we were talking. It would have been the most perfect time to put up the drone for a nice introduction before we started our conversation. And I didn't do it. And I think I was thinking about it, but I just didn't do it. I was kind of in a rush to get out of there because I was in the fire danger zone. But I should have taken advantage of recording that spot with my drone, and I could have picked up that smoke from the fire. I was so confused. I had no idea there was a fire even out there, but still, that's a regret. because there's some spots that really it's nice to, after the cop interaction, to be able to just throw up the drone and show this is the spot where we talked. Besides just pointing out the spot on the Google Maps and then putting that into the description. I like to. That's a habit of mine, is putting the exact spot in the description. I also could have put a better introduction for the video with the drone. I don't do it everywhere every time because some places are a little too populated, but out in the Superior National Forest for the Greenwood fire, that would have been a great drone shot. I mean, I wouldn't have been flying over the fire. I was a good distance away still, but that was a regret. It was an opportunity. I know it would have gotten a lot more interest. Brought a lot more interest to that video. Maybe even some of them Los Angeles, the L.A. Let's say YouTubers, the LA YouTubers might have latched on, or may have wanted to try to play with the footage a little bit more, like some guy did when I made a drone shot of a one cop interaction in Kansas. Let's see, Jack Bender, I will buy your drone. How much? Drone? Okay, I bought it for 1,600. They're selling for about 1,300 now. In Best Buys, but I think they're like on clearance. This drone I got, but yeah, it's all in good shape and stuff. I don't know. I like to keep it just for opportunities, but I mean I don't take advantage of. I could, there's people who have less shame than me. I want to be very secretive when I use my drone, but a lot of people don't have that problem of trying to be secretive. James, so many new First Amendment auditors now. Most of them are crap. You're still one of the best. What about that? What about that one guy? No, I'm showing. Yeah, I'm showing that. Okay. What about that one guy? I mean, have you seen the one on Schrodinger's cat? And I put a little picture of that video. Yeah, this guy. Let's see. All the way to the end. A sovereign citizen. Yeah, this is the title. This title, I mean, sure, it's probably doubled now. This guy went through the whole gamut of every every citizen defense you can put up against cops. He went through it all. He watched every video. He did the sovereign citizen stuff. He did the what's the crime. He um obviously he did the exchanging of IDs. He did kind of a third thing. Um, but at the end, he even put up a fight at the end. He got to the point where the cops were banging on his window, and then he opened his door. But he was trying to get the cops to clearly state that they were threatening him, and it was just amazing for him to watch him go that far, to the point where they started banging on his window. Nothing was broken. The title says his window was smashed, but nothing was broken. Uh, that's Schrodinger trying to just get more views, but he was lying. He was lying about the title, and he's making it look like it's his video practically. It's not his video, but he's not giving credit to this guy. He's just another sovereign citizen. But this guy, like, he went through a master class on YouTube on how to put up all the various defenses that you can put up against cops on a cop stop. But yeah, on Smoko, I don't know if you've seen this video, but this guy's like, he started out with the sovereign citizen arguments, then he was going into the crime, no ID, no crime, no ID, and all this. He could have fleshed out things though, but I mean, he did such an amazing amazing run through of all the major topics that you find on YouTube about this subject. He almost seems like a cop training video. Like this would be a something that cops would circulate amongst their departments to train their people, so that they see all, and then they could clearly see every type of defense, every type of protest against what cops are trying to push people to do. Yeah, did he lose? Who is this guy? I mean, what happened? This all I know is in Oregon somewhere, and then it really it was kind of hilarious to listen to him yell and scream as he was getting handcuffed, getting a foot put on his head or something like that. It really sounded like this almost sounded scripted, but it seemed genuine too. It's just like either this guy spent a lot of time studying the protests, or this was scripted ahead of time, and yeah, it's just like and he was a cop maybe, but he look, it's hard to tell. It's without any background on this. There's no background. All there is for Schrodinger is his little snarky viewpoints on the situation, but we got nothing else. We got no background on that video. This is like, I don't know. For me, it seems, but a lot of things too. It seems like it should be like viral quality, but maybe he looks a little too like much into drugs. He's got kind of a face that looks like he's gotten into some some stuff that's not good. I don't know, but I mean, he talks like he may have been to college or something. This isn't a high school. This isn't a high school level um, like conversation that he's making. High school level arguments. James House, I have not seen it. Thanks for telling. Well, yeah, please check it out. I hate to be talking as like I hate to be talking about it as the only person who's seen it. Um, yeah, I guess I really shouldn't be. There's nothing for me to say if you haven't seen it yet. Then I guess there's no discussion to be made. It's just kind of me telling you what I think. On Smoko, they don't accept SOBs because they reject law. You know, argue law. Yeah. Okay. Charles Wilson. I bet he lost to Coven. Charles, long time no see. On Smoko, yeah, please check it out. Um, to understand where I'm coming from on this. This is the video. Even Schrodinger said that he's never seen anything like this, and it's like one of the best he's seen. This guy runs the whole gamut of every protest a person could put out that you've seen on YouTube. He runs through it all. It's amazing. Even the trading ID thing. I don't know where he got that exactly. Where it's just incredible. It's like he's taking notes. Rocket Man, I thought his passenger side window got smashed. Nah, I don't believe that was smashed. And what kind of camera was he using? Was that a GoPro? Was he mounting a GoPro? Um, it's really like, to get the background of this would be really interesting to understand. Like he was pulled over. Charles, he's the flesh and blood man. He's not his yeah, birth certificate. Yeah, the sovereign citizen argument. Spillwell, have you ever checked out the Spoon Lady? Spoon Lady? All right, let's take a look. All right, I got that up. I'm gonna type in Spoon Lady. Whoops, with two P's. Spoon Lady. What do we got? Angels in Heaven, Chris Rodriguez, and the Spoon Lady. Okay. Oh, that's copyright issue. It's 49 million. That's a song. All right. So yeah, and she's Abby the Spoon Lady. Looks like she's been kind of recently active, but she had something that got 49 million views 4 years ago. Wow. Yeah, I'll have to check it out later. That's a copyright issue. So, um, let's see. James, yes, he does have that look. Yeah, you wonder, like, then it's the look, and then being in Oregon too. Oregon having a bad reputation for needles. Charles, maybe he went to the law school of Ernie Turtle, the sovereign citizen on YouTube, but he went more. He went through the law school of Ernie, and then jumped over to First Amendment audit law school, and then jumped over to kind of my whatever my realm of exchanging IDs, and then at the end the threat thing was like just a test of wills. he was he's just trying to just he was trying to really absolutely confirm, are you threatening me? And then the cops start banging on his window. It got to that point, and everybody can do that. Everybody can push to that point. You see, he was smiling. He was not stumbling over his words. I mean, he wasn't he wasn't like strung out. He seemed really relaxed, and it's really something else. It's really an amazing video, better than any video I've put out. All right, I think at least. Thank you, Bob Whiteman, for 25. That's very generous of you. Um, the sunflower, he always says, does a dumb. Yeah. Condescending. He should be condescending's cat. I don't know. What's a Schrodinger? I forget that psychology, because it's a psychology concept. I haven't looked it up in a while. Or I think I was familiar. What's the concept of Schrodinger? Cat? Is that real? All right. In a quantum mechanics, let me see if it shows. Okay, yeah. In quantum mechanics, Schrodinger's cat is a thought experiment, illustrates a paradox of quantum superposition, thought experiment, hypothetical cats considered simultaneously alive and dead as a result of its fate, being linked to a random subatomic. What? Is this like the beat of a mosquito's wing or something? The fate, the thoughts was devised illustrate what saw as a problem of quantum mechanics. Scenario featured in theoretical discussion. The prevailing theory says that a quantum system remains in superposition until it interacts or is observed by the external world. When this happens, the superposition collapses into one or another of the possible definite states. The EPR shows that a system with multiple particles separated by large distances can be in such a superposition. Unstable keg of gunpowder will contain a superposition of both exploded and unexploded states. So it's like gunpowder, yeah, gunpowder is not completely sifted perfectly in all parts of its composition. Further illustrates. Okay, they're going to further illustrate. Schrodinger described how one could create a superposition in a large-scale system by making it dependent on a quantum particle. Okay, with the cat locked in a steel chamber, the cat's life or death depended on the state of a radioactive atom, whether it had decayed and emitted radiation or not. Okay. The cat remains live and dead until the state has been observed. Schrodinger did not wish to promote the idea of dead and alive cats as a serious possibility. On the contrary, he intended to example to illustrate the absurdity of the existing view. Okay. Thoughts, touchstone. So yeah, I guess that's something about. There's different states of explosive material and inexplosive material. All right. Let's see. Kevin subs to Baby Driver. Let's see. There's a Baby Driver. Baby Driver. 6-minute opening clip. And it's a movie? Huh. Alright, let's see. James usury rates. Something about PayPal. Do Venmo or PayPal. Charles, I don't drive or operate a motor vehicle. I travel in my non-commercial vehicle. Yeah, I just travel. That's true. I travel on my walking sticks. You don't need a license for that. On Smoko, yeah, if you tie a can of poison to a subatomic particle and put it in a box with the cat is alive or dead. A can of poison to a I don't know how you can be alive or dead at the same time. I mean, yeah, you got cells dying in your body all the time, and then being, excreted out. Your body is constantly going through a regeneration, a life and death on its own, regardless of the outside world also having an impact, like radioactive material also being a factor causing this life and death issues at the same time. But yeah, I guess nothing is perfectly mixed. I mean, when you get a bowl of cereal, all those flakes don't have the same exact age. They could be pulling from different different sources that have a different age to them. Zapton, just as long as most of the cereal is within the expiration date, it qualifies as being fresh. Zapton, power takes what it wants. Captain Kevin says, yes, seriously, heard it from several sources, nothing first hand. What was that? Sub to Baby Driver? You've heard a channel? Let's see, James, I will do it to Venmo. Venmo is free try. Yeah, I got a little Venmo. Jack, I have seen trees fall with sound and without sound. I'm special. Yeah, it's amazing the amount of birch trees that fall down in the Superior National Forest in Minnesota. I mean, they talk about how horrible it is to see these wildfires. There's a lot of fallen birch trees ready to go up in flames, and there's really nothing that they're doing about it. They're just relying on the rain to keep the fires down. Let's see. Travis, you will up your travel money immediately. Immediately? Is that a guarantee? Is this a scam? James Hines, Hayes, Charles, do you think the judge will find the sovereign as unclaimed baggage and send him to the warehouse? Unclaimed baggage? I'm not sure. Uh, that's a question. Kevin, stealth camping. That's another channel I sub to. Yeah, these stealth campers. There's nothing I could do with that. I just, if you're gonna stealth camp, you definitely don't bring your car. It's nearly impossible. Wherever you can drive, they can drive too. Especially with my Ford Focus, there's nowhere I can hide my Ford Focus without somebody. Yeah, I can't go off road very far. Sunflower, Travis, please set up a PayPal. Okay, I got both. I'm good. Rocketman, or what color is a carrot in the dark? It only becomes orange when you look at it. What is there? Is that a name of a Rocketman? Is that a name of a? Is there a name for that description? Carrot you can only see in the dark. I got some. I'll have to admit I don't have them with me right now, but I just got some a night vision monocle thing because I wanted to increase my ability to record at nights. Like that Night Cop, it's a little frustrating to let's exchange IDs. It's a little frustrating to record cops in the dark, not being able to see a thing. Like this guy, my chat with the night patrol. You can't see much. At least it's pretty dark throughout most of it. And it's like, what if I tried to use my night vision? Because I paid $130 for some night vision at Walmart, and it'll be risky because I wanted to explain to him that I'm using that night vision and not a gun. But it's like, I would want to try to use my night vision a little bit to at least see this guy, see who he is. Because I've been playing with it a little bit, and I could put the camera right into the monocle of the night vision and record anything through there. And I want to play with that, but I know it'll be really at night it'll be risky with cops. They might think I'm pointing a gun at them, so it's something that's it's something I have to be very careful about using. Pointing a night vision device at a cop, that might be considered a threat, but it's something that is really when you get these dark moments, it can be really useful because I've had quite a few. James Sunflower encourages Travel to put Venmo and PayPal on his channel. Oh, on my channel. I don't have them? Huh. Jack, PayPal would not me spend my money where I wanted to close my account. Alright. Let's see. Charles, yes, those people who live in their vans call overnight parking boondocking. Yeah, I've seen that. I boondocked. You can boondock in a car too, I think. On Smoko, stealth camping isn't necessary. Park right on the road at wide spots. Sleep in national forest. Yeah, I tried to sleep in the Superior National Forest and got kicked out. So there's a timing thing, and it's like they've put up signs. I recorded that, but I don't think I got it. I don't think I could show it. I don't. It's no longer on my phone. Let's see. Kevin Hill. In some cases, finding a national forest may be tricky. Yeah, they're few and far apart, that's for sure. Let's see, what do we got here? Is that moving? Not really moving. Let me get out of this. Let me get another background. There we go. How does that look? Let me see here. 204. Oh, because I turned it off. Okay. Will it automatically go back on? Alright, so this time I actually turned my phone off. Does it go right back? Okay. Yeah. Alright, well. Whoops, I just turned it off again. Alright, you can't. It's like a habit of mine. Wow. Okay. There you go. Alright, don't turn it off. Alright. Alright, just trying to get familiar with this. I should probably, I don't know, let's see what else does people say. How would you rank your current physical? Yeah, my biceps are getting stronger. I can finally curl my 45 plate. Like, I wasn't even able to curl my 45-pound plate with one hand, and now I can. And that's really, that benefit has come from the old walking sticks. Pulling myself up on the walking sticks have worked my biceps enough to get that strength back. I'm doing pull-ups on those type of walking sticks. I got to kneel down low, but I got them tall enough where I can get on my knees. Let me show these things. Let's see here. Right about maybe about there. So they got, yeah, you can see. Yeah, see, that's a standard length for me. To have it where I can get on my knees and still be stretching my arms really decent. I really like that. but I'd call that the mid size, the mid length. I got 60 inches. I got these, and then I got the super long, where I stand on my tiptoes and can barely touch the top of the stick. 3 different sizes that I carry around with me in my car, and it's pretty decent. To have, I don't want to give up the 3 sizes. They all have their unique value. And that's really helped my strength, my weight, my body weight to strength ratio a lot. Is just simply messing around with the various exercises of these walking sticks. See, Jack Bender survived eating a rust dermatitis for a week, and when he got lost in the woods. Rust dermatitis. Now what is that? Rhubarb? Let's see here. What is that? Oh wait, I want to look at just the other screen. Okay. Alright, I'm done with Schrodinger's cat. Can be caused by poison ivy, poison sumac. You survived on something that's caused by these? Yeah, you don't survive on that. That's a troll statement. Let's see, James, use your feminine charm to encourage him. Alright. 100 pounds of chain. I got about 50 pounds of chain. Let's see, Sunflower says this is Mrs. Hines speaking. Alright. James Huss, oh no, he's in walking sticks mode. He may never get him back. Jack, Moses had those same walking sticks. He had maple sticks. Um, that's a pull-up. Yeah, you do pull-ups. You get a walking stick and you measure it by kneeling down and reaching as high as you can, and that's the limit. That's the length of the stick that you want. But that's what I call a medium-sized stick. The smallest I'll go is 60 inches. And then the tallest, of course, is standing on my tiptoes and reaching to the top of the stick. And that's the tallest. Because then I can open up with more like jumping exercises and pull-ups, jumping and pull-ups. It's really something I want to show on my health channel. Let's see. Terry Golson, thank you. I appreciate your generous donation. Niners, hey brothers from the 49ers country. You know where that is. Yeah, I've been in that area. James Huss, love those out of context. Mike Triben, hey all. Let's see, James, I knew it. Keep at him, Mrs. Hines. All right, Bob Whiteman, I know YouTube takes a cut of your donations. Do you have a preferred way of receiving donations? You don't have to give me any donations. Let me just say, and this will be the only comment I make in the chat. Let's see. Grass, tea, and walking sticks are the foundations of a healthy living. Let me just say that. And you don't spend any money on grass tea except to heat it up, and or walking sticks except to cut them with the saw. You need to buy a saw, but there's a lot of benefits to just maintaining a simple lifestyle and learning to enjoy what's readily available. Which, this is coming from a perspective of being in Minnesota. I'm not in the Southwest desert anymore, so and there's a lack of grass and a lack of trees. So I'm talking like this is a foundation for me. Now that I'm in the area, that I can make it a foundation. It would have been a foundation in Oregon or Washington had I thought of it, but it's become a foundation for me now. Really, just taking a step back and living a more primitive lifestyle, drinking grass tea, and enjoying the benefits of walking sticks of various lengths, and enjoying the health benefits that come along with it. Let's see, grass tea and walking stick. Oh yeah, I just had that. James Huss. Oh, we're going down that rabbit hole. a rabbit hole is, I think, in my opinion, a simple hole to go down. Try going down a prairie dog hole. That's a lot more complicated. A rabbit hole, I mean, I don't. They're more of a surface animal that tries to rely on their speed, but a prairie dog, they rely on a network of tunnels. Go down a prairie dog hole and see where that takes you. Sunflower Sky. No, as Mrs. Hines, I speak for the family. We definitely take donations. All right. Sunflower Sky is taking all the donations. Unsmoko, did you get the money back from Williston? $300. I would like to give back some of what they stole. Yeah, I had spent $300 on the 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 probation, the whatever it's called, the not it's not probation. I spent $300 to the bail bondsman. So that's the amount of money I spent in on the Williston. But I spent an incredible amount of time with research and complaining on YouTube. I mean, what value can you place on that? But out of pocket, I spent $300. I also bought this tablet. Let me see if I can show that. I bought this tablet so I could write my arguments on Google Docs, because it was unsatisfactory writing on my phone. So I bought a tablet so I could write arguments. It's $130, but it's turned into, I've been using it for a lot of other things, but I couldn't write on my phone, and I didn't always have access to my laptop, or at least I didn't always have good access to electricity for my laptop, so I had to write my documents on in my car, pretty much write my arguments and stuff. See, Mike Tribe and Travis, you can use a hatchet as well for getting to make a hatchet. Are you sure? Man, that's a messy way to try to get a stick. It's really nice and clean to use a saw. I use a little folding saw that people use for yard work. Easy to fit in the bag. A hatchet, I mean, wow, it's a little bit more of a challenge there. See, Niners, Miss Sunflower, Jim Haas Niners. He is in way different location. Let's see, James Haas Prairie Rabbit vs Prairie. Travis, you are a gem. Yeah, check out the prairie dogs. They got such a network of holes, and then when they're above grounds, they'll make little squeals and squeaks to alert the others when danger is approaching. And I look around, I don't see anything else that looks dangerous to me. So it turns out I'm the danger. Um, Niners country. I know James, Mrs. Haas, he loves the weather here. In on the Pacific Coast for sure. Kevin Huell, thank you for your donation. I appreciate it. Oh, did I just Zoom not supported? What? Oh, okay, all right. Charles says grass makes good herb for spaghetti. Huh. Uh, Mike says yes. Okay, Rocket Man, rabbit hole is a reference to Alice in Wonderland. Oh, okay, the mystical hole. All right. Well, I was thinking practical. Um, yeah, but that's lost in time. You know, a lot of people. Well, I don't know. Alice in Wonderland's coming back in movie form sometimes to remind kids of what the story was about. I was trying to think practical. I think, yeah, other like groundhogs, prairie dogs, that they make a lot more of a network of holes to explore than a rabbit. Look at the jackass, the jackrabbit. It just makes, from what I've seen in North Dakota, on the east side of North Dakota, all they make is a little divots in the ground. That's it. They don't dig a big hole. They're like deer. Deer can't dig holes. They just make little divots in the ground. Paul Kickless, I think you'd make a lot of money making and selling walking sticks. I'm thinking about getting a wood burner and putting my logo, a little bit of a logo. I think I wanna get a wood burner and put a little burn a little logo on the stick, probably the mid part, something like that. This is a nice thick stick, and I love it. It's heavy. It tires out my hands. It's gonna take some time still. I've had it for a week. It's still gonna take some time to get used to. But look at that. Look at that thickness. I don't know if it's gonna show. I can't even touch my fingers. I can't even touch my fingers together. It's that thick on the top. But then I get lower, I can touch my fingers. But that's about the length that I like. Right at the top, this is the bottom of the tree. So I flip it over and to make it the bottom, the top, and then it starts to narrow down as you get to the bottom. So the bottom is, easily the fingers touch. But that's the type of thickness I'm going for, and this is like a 30-foot tall sapling that somebody cut down like a few weeks before I seen it, so it was already dry. But after I cut it, it cracked a little bit. I think that's the end of the cracking. The drying stage is over. It's fully dry, but I did get it fairly fresh. These cracks were not there before. But I think that's all the cracking this maple's got. It had a few weeks to dry out with the bark on it and fully intact until I came along and cut off a piece for myself. But yeah, I think I want to get a wood burner, a little Walmart wood burner, and then type Daily Roamer YouTube on it, just to have it marked at least. It can handle it, and this is a thickness where I can't really show, but I could lean it, and I could do like, I'll show both. I could do push-ups on this, alright, and I'm not going to on this table, but you just do some push-ups, leaning the sticks against a table. This one, this maple can support my weight really good. It does not bend, but this one's too thin. It actually bends against my weight. So I want a thicker one like this. And I think I want to get rid of this one. I want a walking stick that can handle my weight sideways as well as up and down, of course. Because I like doing the push-ups, leaning against a tree and just do a few push-ups. It's pretty nice. It's nice, and just in general, using it for like when I get down south, I'm gonna come across the vines, all those thick vines of the Gulf Coast. There's so many thick vines, it's crazy. And I broke a Walmart walking stick trying to get through those thick vines last time. But with this thick maple, I shouldn't have any problem moving those vines around. And they get as thick as the maple stick. It's incredible and thorny, thick and thorny. There's virtually no thorns in Minnesota woods, but the further south I go, the more thorny this vegetation gets, and it gets difficult getting through because of that. Let's see. On Smoko, thank you for that huge donation. That's a lot. I'm not really doing a donation run here, but I appreciate it. I have the system set up. I appreciate it. He said he was going to help out with the $300 that Williston owes me. Yeah, because I don't even know like the next steps for going through suing Williston is like confusing to me. I don't know exactly what I could do. I can make arguments. I know how to write the motion, but the next step is who do I send it to? Like I email the clerk of courts, and I just say, here are my arguments. What can you do with it? This is I want to argue. I want to make some complaints against Williston. Um, they can't give legal advice. I haven't done it yet, but as far as I know, I still gotta email the city attorney, uh, and let them know that I want to make this lawsuit. I want to go through with this lawsuit, but I'm gonna give you a warning first, and then they're they don't have to say anything. In fact, saying nothing helps them delay a lawsuit and push it out of the boundaries of the jurisdiction. But yeah, the uh, the the clerk of courts are not allowed to give legal advice. So if I send my complaints, my lawsuit to the wrong clerk of courts, they're not going to say, "Oh, send it over here, send it over there, don't send it here." They're just going to say, "We don't accept that," or whatever. I and then they can't go any further with that. Um, yeah. So let's see, Mike. So I think I'm gonna when I have time, I'm trying to make a video and just say this is where my roadblock is on my lawsuit. As a pro se lawsuit writer, I'm just I have, let's just say that I have the arguments ready, and my complaints ready, but my bottleneck is I don't know where I'm allowed to send it, and I think that's maybe what I would make a video on for my cop channel next. But I still have to explore, I have to send that argument to a clerk of courts and get their response, so then I can read that response back and let them know, and then I'll be able to make a thorough video saying, okay, this is how the roadblock came about. I believe there's a roadblock with the clerk of courts issue. If I send my arguments to them and say I just want to sue Williston, I think they're just I don't know. I haven't sent it yet to them, but it's still kind of an early process. I've been lagging on following through with. Let's see, Zapton. Oh, Zapton wants his own walking sticks. Yeah, I want to get a wood burner and burn my logo onto them, just for advertising purposes, but also criminal prevention purposes too. If it gets stolen, it'll have my logo on it at least, and it'll be identifiable. Not just some. These aren't just some random sticks. These are useful tools for exercise, getting around, defending myself against dogs. Alan Jenkins, hi, I'm David. It's all about the contract. Don't claim the name. All right. So don't, in my lawsuit, I won't put my name. I'll just say, uh, put anonymous is suing Williston. Anonymous versus Williston. Ellen, let's see, James. Yeah, I wish we had a lawyer in the family here. It would be nice to get something on paper that you could threaten Williston with. Yeah, because I don't think Williston has skipped a beat. I mean, look at what the latest news came out of Williston. Look at the latest news that came out of Williston. All right, Williston. Let's see. News. I think it's maybe leak. Look at this. No, they're gonna give me. They're gonna give me that wall, that paywall, aren't they? $35 million settlement proposal. Oh wait, is that showing? Nope. All right, $35 million settlement proposed for largest oil field spill in North Dakota history, just outside of Williston. Now, if I scroll down, I think I'm going to lose the article. They buried this news article from 2015. The North Dakota pipeline protests happened in 2018, 2019. So these pipeline protesters, the Indians trying to protect the Missouri River, in the south, the southwest part of the state, looked a little crazy, just with their phantom beliefs that the pipeline was going to spill into their river, and there was no mention of this suppressed uh, information until well after the fact, until the last Indian went through the North Dakota Supreme Court, um, uh, like disputing a claim about, I don't know, whatever the, let's see, disorderly conduct charge and all that. Um, During their protests, they had the Indians were getting bit by dogs, and trying to put a stop to the pipeline going over the or under the river, because of their fear of the spilling, and they were the ones getting charged with criminal mischief, because there were no promises made by the oil pipeline construction crews or whatever, the management, about how they were going to deal with any problems. And in this article, they say this is exactly how they deal with with pipeline leaks. They just let they let the pipe leak and hope nobody sees it, and let it continue to leak and leak and leak, even when they see that the pressure, yeah, like the leak included contaminants, oil, chloride, sodium, arsenic, all this getting leaked into the local, the creeks and the Missouri River. A tributary means it goes into the river. And they learned about this leak because it was something about the pressure. The pressure in the pipe dropped, but they chose to ignore it. All right, they ignored that. So how are you going to trust these companies to make a pipeline across several states using eminent domain to cross over all kinds of lands without a real good safety measure? Their safety measure, okay, the safety. They may make a good argument that, hey, this is what we're supposed to do for safety, but following through on that is another story. They could actually detect a pressure drop somewhere, and still choose to ignore it because they're so greedy that they don't want to stop operation. I should probably read this closer. There's another, I think another article I was reading that talked about the pressure gauge. Let's see. Oh yeah, Sunflower says, I'm very interested in this night vision. Yeah, I'm very interested in trying to play with it. I just haven't really come across great opportunity. I've only had it for a few days. On Smoko, I agree. James is saying I would have second thoughts. Travis continued to expose that corruption in Williston. He begun cover more and more. I'm not going back. It's open territory for anybody else who wants to go up and check